Welcome to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE YouTube channel. Subscribe for you to enjoy more of our videos anytime we upload.
Path of destruction. I'm glad I've achieved that. The second reason I agreed was to rebuild this country. And that's what I've now embarked on. So you must congratulate me. I've achieved 50% of what I promised to do. Now I have to try and achieve the remaining 50%. I'd like to start by congratulating each one of you as you are on your respective appointments. Today, we gather not only to celebrate your appointments, but also to reaffirm our collective commitment to our nation through these challenging times. The vision for my administration is for all Malawians to free them from the current economic crisis and rebuild this country through discipline, governance, hard work, and fundamental change in our mindset. I envision a government that serves the people rather than personal interests, with a zero tolerance for corruption that has plagued the public service in this country. I envision no administration and administrations that will strive to foster economic development for this country and also advance the freedom of the people of this country. An administration that will help the private sector and all sectors of Malawi society to rebuild this country. That's what I plan to do. And I want to call upon you, the people who have been sworn in today, to join me on the path towards rebuilding this country. Now, for the Chief Secretary, let me urge you that I want you to lead a competent civil service, dedicated, and also a civil service that has integrity. If anyone is corrupt or incompetent, I will not hesitate to remove them from the service of the life. And that I mean. So I want your civil servants to help me in advancing what you have in our manifesto. Now, I know when I came back to this country, after many years in other countries, I started working here, I was shocked by the number of meetings that we're holding. When I became Minister of Justice, I think my first job was legal advisor to the President on constitutional and international affairs. That one I didn't have large staff. But when I became Minister of Justice, I had a large staff, I had bureaucrats. We would have a meeting today, and two days later, come again to discuss what we discussed at the last meeting, and then come back the third day to discuss what we discussed at the last meeting that we just had. It went on and on and on. Now, Malawians were a nation of meetings, endless meetings, fiscal meetings most of the time, and so forth. Nobody wants to talk on the phone to discuss things so as to save time. No, I have to see you in person because this is so serious, so confidential that I can talk on the phone. I say, why not on the phone? Oh, because there's somebody listening. Who is listening to you? Don't tell me. One of my friends, presidents, was telling me that he spends 99% of his time running the government on the phone and not with physical meetings and so forth to save time. So I want you as civil servants to cut short the meetings and if possible, to have virtual meetings so you don't travel around town and waste fuel and waste fuel and so forth, and you can have virtual conference. I can assure you that my government will not be listening to anybody. We are telephone conversations. I decided to free this country. This is now a free country, and I'll not be spying on you. So make sure that we do that. Now, there have been a number of comments on the appointments that I made. A lot of very comments. Some of them I think are ridiculous. For example, accuse me that of the first batch of appointments, which are 9, including the first vice president, that there is no woman in that group. And did they know that, in fact, I have the first vice president who is a woman in that group. So now, in this class of ministers and civil servants, I'll be appointing maybe, just in how many, about 200 maybe? There'll be a lot of people to be appointed, over 200. A lot of people to be appointed. I've only appointed 9 and really started complaining that there is no... There are some people who are so anxious to criticize APM, they can't wait. They can't wait. They can't wait for APM to do something what they call wrong, so that they can criticize me. But no, we'll have a government that diversified, that embraces all segments, and as I've said, that in the first 10 group that we have a female vice president. In fact, the Mutarika brothers are the only people who actually had female vice presidents. So don't accuse me of being insensitive to gender equality. You're accusing the wrong person. You're accusing the wrong person. Now, as we're talking about equality, gender equality, I think it's very, very important in this country that women must participate fully in running this country. So first, I want to call on the business community to also make sure that in your administrations, in the high levels of policy and management, you also have women holding serious positions. Now, I must say, I'm pleased to say when I read in the papers that in the banking sector, there are a lot of women holding very senior positions. Let me commend you for that. I'm not the one who criticizes everything. When something good is done, I commend you. So I commend the business, the banking sector for, I think, what you have done. I want all sectors of this country to make sure you get women in key administrative and policy positions, including the media and others. And secondly, in addition to the private sector, I think to ask the faith community. The faith community must make sure in most of the churches or synagogues, whatever you call them, other groups, religions, normally there are not many women in leadership positions. And I'd like to see women in all sectors of the faith community also holding leadership positions and policy positions. And also in the NGOs, I would like to see in the NGOs women holding senior positions. I think the only places where women are holding senior positions, I think mostly in international NGOs, as country directors and so forth. I want to see more women holding senior positions in the NGOs. But also the civil society. Well, it's the civil society that has been criticizing me for these appointments. I would like the civil society, when I look at the civil society, except for those civil society groups that is specifically for women, in the other civil society groups, the all-purpose groups, I don't see any women in senior positions either. So you must preach, you must do what you preach. I would like to see affirmative action there. Now, talking about civil society and democracy, I must say that I don't see much democracy in organizations. Some people have been leaders of these civil societies since I was a young boy. That means about 20, 30, or 40 years. I don't see any elections, and so there is no democracy there. So stop criticizing us, also clean your house, make it open up for women and be democratic. Now, in addition to women, I also want to bring the youth into the economy. With that in mind, I've appointed my office a Minister of State, Honorable Alfred Ngati, an enterprising, a very brave young man to lead that Department of the Youth. Among other things, I'll be assigning him. That minister will be in my office. The Minister of State is in my office. Now, I want, in addition to other duties I'll be assigning him, I want him also to engage in youth empowerment. I want him to look across the board, all sectors of the economy, to see how we bring the youth into the economy of this country. And so the youth, you were demanding that you wanted a young leadership only. I've given you a young person, actually, to deal. I've given you a young person to deal with the issues that face you as young people in this country. Of course, he'll have my full support in carrying out his duties as an ambassador, somebody who will be looking at how we bring the youth into the economy of this country and into the demographics of this country. So that is my agenda. I've made myself a promise to God, and I've asked God to help me, that when I finally bow out of the public sector at the end of my term, that Malawi will be a different country. That Malawi will be a country for everybody, where everybody will enjoy the benefits, but also the responsibilities of this country. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Subscribe to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE Malawi YouTube channel for you to enjoy more of our videos every time we upload. We love you all.